inside of QuickBooks. So we are currently doing that demonstration inside of Facebook group, Create Financial Solution Facebook group, or you can join on the YouTube link. It's on the link at the top of the room. There is the YouTube. You can just go over to the YouTube. Hey, C, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to, and you can just raise your hand, come to the stage, or go to the the link, and we'd be more than happy to. So today, more than happy to answer any question that you have. So today, we're actually going to be doing working inside of a live company. I'm going to show you some stuff. So I will stop the video a couple of times. I will stop the video a couple of times so that I can secure the privacy of my client, the information, so you won't see the client name, because I don't want it when I change screen, it actually doesn't blur out the name until the screen is actually changed. And then we're probably going to go over to the sample company. There are certain things inside of the sample company that's not live. So if we're doing a demonstration inside of the sample company, you will not see certain things are not connected, like your bank is not connected, the receipts is not connected. I think those are the two major ones that's not connected inside of the sample company. So there will be a bank feed inside of the sample company, but some of the issues that we show, like to show you how to do the receipt or to actually put a transaction in and see that transaction go through the bank, you'll not be able to see that because the bank is not live. It's not a live feed. All right. But today I want to show you how to look at your report. We're looking at your report and to kind of scan through and see, look for certain error. And we're going to be looking at the profit and loss. We're going to be looking at the profit and loss. So I have a live company that I'm going to be using. So if you scoot on over to YouTube, the link is at the top of the room. You can easily, okay, there we go. You can see the link. C Marie. Is that C? You change your stuff. Hello, how are you? Okay, okay. I'll make sure I put a note to myself to come to your room so I can hear where your link has changed. All right. So, any question today? Got you. Got you. That. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. I don't think so. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Okay. Right. Gotcha. So for those who are watching on YouTube, we're also live on in the clubhouse room, and you can't hear the people in the clubhouse room because I'm actually it's going through my headphone. So the person that I'm speaking to in the clubhouse room, she was thinking about, this is something that every business owner needs to pay attention to, especially when you want to move from one software or one kind of tool that you're using to another type of tool. In this case, we're talking about QuickBooks Online. We're talking about accounting, so we're talking about QuickBooks Online. So she was thinking of changing from QuickBooks, but she's now saying that I'm not changing, because it's very important that you know exactly what you want in the software, what you're looking for, what are the features that you're looking for. And some of the features that you're looking for, even though another software might be good, right, it will might not have all the features that you're looking for. So I always say to people, make sure you're comparing apples to apples and not apples to orange or apples to grapefruit. And that's just a thing that we say. I know most people are familiar with that saying. Make sure you're comparing apples to apples. And it's the same thing when you're looking for a software. I know a lot of people like Waves. I know a lot of people like Waves. Some people use Zero. I've never used Zero. I've looked in Wave. Wave does not have some of the features that you need as a business owner when it comes that QuickBooks has. Wave does not have some of those features. So you have to understand what you need in your business before you actually go out and get a software. I know a lot of people, small business, usually tight on cash. So the first thing they do is kind of look at the cost, look at the cost. But it's going to cost you more to transfer information or integrate it from one software to another. Those are usually very, very costly. All right. Now, so today I'm just going to show you a little bit around the report, the profit and loss, and how to, when you look at your profit and loss, we might do balance sheet, but we're just going to dive into understanding how you look at profit and loss and what caused certain things to look a certain way on your profit and loss. And like I said, explained before, is that I'm in a live company, so I might have to stop the screen sometime because I do not want this customers information to show in terms of the name of the business. The numbers is fine, but the name of the actual business I don't want to show, because we pride privacy. We don't want your information to be out there because we know how that is. All right, so inside I, no, I actually have a blur that blurs out the name of the company, but okay. Uh, I, I, I'm trying to do that, but I don't think it works because the camera is not on. Remember, the camera is on the physical stuff. It's not on the screen. It's showing. I tried it. It didn't work. I just tried again because I'm like, oh, I can probably. No, you don't even see the screen when I cover it. Even if I put my hand on it, you don't see it. You just see me stretching out my hand. You don't actually see the screen covered. So that's why I use the blur. That's why I use the blur and just blur out the name of the company. But once you're changing the screen, it shows the name, and I don't want that to happen. Yeah, but I'll see if I can do it really quick. All right, so we're actually on this profit and loss statement. Now, once you run your profit and loss statement, I will show you in the sample company how to pull the profit and loss statement again. But right now, I've already, normally you'd go to report and click on the report, and then it gives you the information right here, right under where it says report period. that's where you choose the period that you're looking at. Now, if you go to custom report, it will normally have last year and this year. Prior to last year, you have to run it as a custom report. So I have this screen all set up. It shows you in total only. Now, the income is here. The income is all set up right here. It shows you the income. And now, when you look at your profit and loss, right, the first thing you want to look at is to see if there is anything in the profit and loss that has a negative number. And in this one, we're showing that there is a negative number inside, and it says interest paid. And we're going to go in and fit and show you. I fix this real easy by going to reclassify this. The reason why this is a negative number, the reason why it's showing as a negative number right here, and I'm actually going to go stop the screen real quick because I don't want it to. Okay. Come on. All right. And share the screen again. Okay. So when I look, I just clicked on it and it brought me to this report so that you can see all this number here. They're showing in a negative. What are these numbers? The transaction type will tell you what the number is, where it's coming from. These are interest that was paid into, and it says dividends because the bank tell you what it is, but it was posted to the or categorized to the wrong account. So these are monies that the company got in as interest that the company get from having their bank account. They got these interests on their bank account. It's not a lot, but if this was a lot, if it was a large number, it would really impact your your profit and loss. So now this was categorized incorrectly. So this is not interest paid, it is interest received. And I don't know if this is going to make me reclassify that real quick. Oh, that's not bad. It did not change the screen. So now I'm going to reclassify this transaction inside of QuickBooks. Now, as this is because I'm using the accountant copy. I'm an accountant. I go in as an accountant and I'm going to go to January and then see, it didn't do too bad with the transition this time. I'm just afraid of it. Let's go back. All right. And I'm going to do find transaction. And it's only showing me one. So that means there is something in there. So what I'll do is reclassify. And I'm going to reclassify this one. I'm going to change it to interest. And there's no interest account set up in here. So on the fly, real quick, I'm going to create an interest account. So this is if you're working inside and you do not have an account set up. I'm going to do this real quick here so you can see how we can do this on the fly. So I'm going to go to its income and then let's see. Okay, so this one is not on applied cash. All right, hold on. This is not giving me the title that I'm looking for, but so I'm going to put this as, because that's another profit income. And then what I'm going to create is interest. TEI. And then in the description right here, I'm going nonprofit income to track income coming in. If you, oh, that's not what I want, I guess. I'm going to put is, it's not giving me the one. You know what? Let me go out here and see other income. That's the one. All right. That's the one I want. Other income, interest earned. And it's right there. It says dividends. You can either put it as dividends or you can put it as interest earned. Whichever one is. So since it says dividends from the bank, we're just going to put it as dividend. And we're going to put DIVIDEN, receive from bank. And then we're going to do save and close. And then we're going to apply. So this one is just reclassify. We're going to do dividends, D, and we're going to apply. Why is this not okay? I guess there is more than one. Reclassify, select change. And if it doesn't like to change it from the reclassification screen, I'm going to go back and I hope it. All right. I'm just making sure that it. See, that flashes across the screen. I know when you go to the profit and loss. So this is it. You go to the profit and loss. We're going to go to custom. And we're going to change the date to 2020. And this is another way that I change it to. And we're going to do cash. And we're going to run. And okay, so I will just click right in here, open up the screen, and it's going to take us right here, and we're going to do the dividends income. Yes, it's going to ask me if I want to edit it. Now, the reason why that happens is because it came straight from the bank deposit. So now these are all going to, because it came straight from the bank deposit, and this is because it was categorized from the bank and the deposits were just charged as interest because there was no interest earned account. So when you're doing your deposit or even your expense from the bank feed, if there is no account for that account, the account that it needs to be charged to, then you want to make sure that you create an account so that way. Yeah. All right, I'm going to stop sharing the screen so I can refresh it. And because I don't want it, it's probably going to kick it out. And I don't want that to happen. Okay. Because on my report, now I'm going to go back to my report. This is not playing nicely with me. So let me start sharing my screen again. So share the screen. Okay, there we are. So we're going to go back to, we're going to do custom date. We're going to change it to 2020. It's just, and the date is normally defaulted to the current date. So when you're running your report, you want to make sure that you have it. So now if you look at your report, instead of that minus 53, it now has this other income, dividend income, showing it as a plus 53. Any question? Any question? If you have any question, please feel free to ask the question now. If this was like a large number, what it would have done, it would have decreased your expenses, although it would have had the same effect on your balance. It would not have been a correct transaction. So that is how you take your profit and loss, make sure that there's no negative numbers showing up in your profit and loss. If there's a negative number in your profit and loss, it means that there was some either return or a deposit that was posted to an expense account. An income or a deposit, money that came in that was posted to an expense account, and we do not want that to show up on your balance, on your profit and loss. Now, there are times when you have an expense account that you can post a deposit to. So let me explain that one. So let's say that you went to the store and you went to Staples and you make a purchase and you return that purchases. So you return whatever you purchase. That's when you can do a negative or a deposit or money that came back into your account to an expense account. When you do that, what it will do is that it will zero out that account. Now, sometimes we make the mistake of posting the expense to one account and the return to another account. That's when you have to make sure that both expense and return is posted to the same account. If not, then you will have a minus on a negative number on your profit and loss. That's it for the profit and loss. And there is so much more you can do on your profit and loss. When it comes to reviewing it, but this is what you want to make sure that you look at your profit and loss. Another thing you can do on your profit and loss, like this person has square income, you can go to your square and make sure that this income that's showing up right here is correct. This income that's showing up right here is correct. So you want to make sure that when you look at this profit and loss, it is saying it is correct as it relates to your balance, your Square or your PayPal or your Stripe, because those are the three major ones that I can think about. Or whatever payment processing system that you use, you want to make sure that you are set up that the income is showing up correctly. Or if not, you look at if you're taking your income straight from your deposit, remember that when you use a payment processing system, there is a fee. The money that is deposited in your bank is less that fee. So you want to make sure that you are capturing the fee, and you're also making sure that you capture the income. That's it for the profit and loss today. Thank you for those who were on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are always doing a live demonstration on QuickBooks Online. And today we show you about the profit and loss and how to take and look at it to make sure there's no negative number inside of your profit and loss. We also talk about why it would show up as a negative number and how to actually make sure that you can either have your accountant reclassify it for you. You can just go in, click the number, and make sure that you recategorize it. Recategorize the transaction. Another way to correct it is to do a journal entry. But we're not going to get into the journal entry today. We just do a real quick fix inside of QuickBooks. That's why I love QuickBooks, because you can quickly make changes and also correct within the same period. Now, there is a way to restrict the account, and we'll probably talk about that on another video of how to make sure that you're not changing stuff in a prior period, right? In a prior period, because we don't want to go back and change stuff in a prior period. The reason why we're able to do this for 2020 is because we're actually working on 2020 right now. We're actually just working, we're making the correction for 2020. After you file your taxes, you don't want to make too much changes inside of your QuickBooks. After you file your taxes, you don't want to make too much changes inside of your QuickBooks. So if you're just joining us, we were showing you about the profit and loss, and you can go back to the video to see what we did. We just reviewed the profit and look at it, and there was a negative number. We move it, we change it, and that's showing up at the bottom. Income is showing up as other income, and it's showing up as dividends income instead of showing up as interest paid, because that's money that was received. And I'm going to click on it again. I hope we can go to it real quick. And how you know the transaction type, if it was an expense, how you know that transaction type is right here. It says transaction type, and it will tell you that it was a deposit, but it was posted to the account interest paid. So we know if it was deposited into your account, it means that it was interest. It was something you got into your account. And for this account, the bank clearly say dividends. It's just interest that the bank give you on your account. And you want to make sure that that is categorized correctly. So you are making sure that when it shows up on your profit and loss, it shows up on your profit and loss and the correct position. Now, what this would mean when it shows up as a negative number, it would decrease your expenses, right? It would decrease your expenses. It would not, which means that your income in some state, if this was a return, it would have decreased your, increase your income, which, because it's income, it is going to increase your income, but you want it to show up correctly. So let's go right back, and then we can just click right back to the report, and it shows up at the bottom of your profit and loss. So we show the net operating income, then the other income would show up at the bottom of your profit and loss. The reason why it shows up that on the bottom of your profit and loss, it's because it's not an operating income. That money came from interest. It's not, that's having your money in the bank. So thank you for those who joined us today. As always, we are here at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Tuesday. And we're back here on Friday. We'll be back here on Friday. We'll not be doing a live demonstration of QuickBooks. We'll be talking about business and finance. So join me again on Friday when we talk about business and finance. And goodbye, YouTube. We'll catch you later. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, so when we go live, you can get that information. Bye, YouTube. Bye. Peace out.